So,
All righty. Well, we had John Daveline and Carrie, Ed Gotch and his wife, John Zavukovic.
oh,
Who's the other one? Oh, Yvonne.
yeah, Yvonne. Yeah, she called me because I was busy working on my poetry book, and I'm glad she called.
Yeah,
She's trying to get on now. There she is.
there you are.
Yeah.
Hey, Carol.
Hi, I got a hold of Sharon, and her brother's working on the computer. So,
Oh, okay.
and I sent it on to Esther.
Gina.
Oh, Gina. Yeah. Let me see if I can send that on to her.
And maybe Joan and Nick.
I just called them and left a message.
They do all their big Italian stuff on Sunday night, don't they? Dinners and stuff.
Noontime, you know.
Carol, on that book on poetry, is that poetry that you've written or?
Oh yeah, I'm on my 4th book.
Oh,
The one I'm working on now, just reorganizing it. But the other 3 are out there. If anybody's ever interested, I could just send it to them directly.
oh, I like
Okay, well,
poetry,
if you
yeah.
can send us, yeah, Janice was, we looked,
Hi, Janice.
How are you doing?
there was something I looked and your name popped up with all the books that you have written. I don't know if it's something, I think you sent that. If I recall.
I did send
Yeah.
that to you.
And
Yeah.
that one that you wrote.
I like
something
the
about highways
hubris.
Or, let's see, what was that? Give me the names of some of the ones.
Hubris.
Well, The Rings of Hubris is actually a Pueblo story, but because the only people that know it's a Pueblo story is if you're from here.
Yeah,
But I set it in New Mexico because it dealt with some really serious contemporary issues. All my books do, all my novels are not children's literature, shall we say. They all deal with pretty serious contemporary issues.
Yeah.
Would you say so, Yvonne?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I loved them. They just really make you think a lot about what's going on and what's happening. And you've been all over, so you know it's all over. You said it, but you know it's going on all over the world.
Yeah.
well, if you can email me the names of your books, we'd like to get some of those.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will do that, and I can send them to you. Or you can get them on Amazon, or get them from me. I have a Square thing set up, and you can buy them through that with your credit card.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm learning that part. That part's new for me, but I did it the other day. I do Airbnb, and I had some guests from Texas. They were so good. They were downstairs in their own area, but when they came up, they all work in the medical field, so they all had their mask on. They were very, very good. And they just needed to get out of the heat. So they were on my deck like at 6 a.m. in the morning when it was 50 degrees out, going, oh, we love it.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, the best part was the one guy heard the bear growl and he saw him, and then he hurried up and got in the house, and that bear knocked over my compost bin again.
Oh my gosh.
I
Big
do
bear.
live in the mountains.
Well,
Do you have quite a few bear around there?
You know, they have been really active this fall because it's so dry. The acorns, which are normally maybe that size, are barely fingernail size. So
oh,
they're really hungry and they're looking for anything. They got my neighbor's apples. He said they left a few branches on the tree. That was nice.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
my grandkids still talk about coming up to your place. We
Oh, well,
really enjoyed it up there.
Well, once Yvonne was at my place. Yvonne, do you remember that? And we kept hearing that squeal out the door, and there
Out
was
the
a little
door.
cub waiting for its mama. And finally we heard a big old growl, and the little one ran over to its mom. But we thought, we didn't know if we were going to have to call Division of Wildlife. If
Yeah.
there was a
Yeah.
know,
Because
orphan bear or what.
yeah, Mama couldn't come and find them.
No,
He liked
who's
your
that?
place.
That just got up and moved.
Yeah.
Oh,
There she
Steve. Hi,
is.
Sharon.
Sure. Hey, Sharon.
Hey,
Hi
Sharon.
there, I'm on, finally.
Well, Steve can say hello. He's only a couple years behind us.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Hey,
Hi,
Steve.
Steve.
And that is,
Now, you remember Yvonne?
I'm sorry, Sharon, the gentleman behind you is,
My
That's your
brother's
brother.
who's that?
Her little brother.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Right.
Class of 63.
Yeah, only a couple years.
Only
Oh,
two.
okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And Kathy, her sister, was a year ahead of us. And Sharon and I go to see her in Phoenix now and then because my son lives there.
Ah,
Oh,
And
Yeah.
Lori is class of 64.
And
all right.
where's the class of 60?
We're 61.
61.
Kathy is 60.
Yeah, Kathy was, Dwyer was 58.
I'm calling John Sabukovic.
That's right, 58.
And
Anyway.
Sharon and I have a birthday tomorrow, and we
Yeah.
have celebrated our birthdays
Hey, John.
where?
Okay,
In
we've got
Hawaii.
more people on here.
Did you
You're
get to
okay.
Australia when I was
Great.
there? And
Happy birthday.
Branson.
Thank you.
Yes. Did you get my text, Sharon?
Okay.
I haven't looked,
All righty.
so I'll check.
Well, I tried to call your phone and your voicemail is not set up. So I texted you hoping you would get that.
Okay, I have a new phone number. I actually moved up from a flip phone
Oh, I
to
appreciate
an
it.
Android.
What is it?
It's
I said,
480
so when people come on, they come right on. I don't have to do
Huh?
it. They don't go to it with.
329
Uh-huh.
3991.
399.
480, Sharon?
Yeah, Kathy sent me the phone for Christmas and I'm on her plan, so it's a Phoenix number.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess John and Carrie are.
3991. Okay.
So
Okay,
the
got it.
other number's no good anymore.
Okay, I'll get that off as soon as we finish the session.
So I take it you're retired now?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah, no.
Well,
Well,
now
Well, hold on just
we
a
have
minute.
nothing.
I'll show you the books.
There's no such word. That word doesn't even.
Okay.
But
Now,
I'm retired when I.
Sharon, you're in Colorado Springs now?
I'm in Colorado
Okay,
Springs
we
now.
got your name up here.
And is Steve up there with you then?
Hey, Steve moved up with me. I was tired of raking the snow off the roof and painting the deck and doing all that stuff. So I haven't touched the vacuum in 7 months. I haven't
No.
cooked in 7 months. It's wonderful.
So here are my books, if you can see them. When the Bus Stops. That was the first poetry
Put you on
book.
speakerphone here.
And
Carol, say hi to John Sabukovic.
hi, John. Are you still in Texas?
That's, see where it says Samsung?
Yeah.
That's John, but he can't get his picture.
Yeah.
He can't get his
under
picture
the
or his
video.
sound on.
John, are you still in Texas? Wherever he went.
Actually, I'm in Seattle.
Oh.
In where?
Oh, I know who's in Texas. Ed Weishauer.
Somehow I accidentally logged myself.
No,
out.
Ed's in Kansas,
Oh,
isn't he?
okay.
Yeah, I think he's in Kansas.
And John, you're in Seattle?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Wow. I have relatives up there. I was supposed to go up there in April and hide away to write. And of course, that didn't happen with the COVID. So I will get there some point. I'll look you up.
Okay, that'd be great. My phone number is available, and I guess you can find it just about anywhere. I'm kind of logged in here.
Yeah. Well, I was going to show.
Fix that, Ron. Let's see.
Okay, now we have Samsung on there, but we don't have your picture.
Okay.
Hit the little video button.
How's that? Is that good?
No,
Not yet.
keep punching away.
On mine, it's on the bottom left-hand side, a little video thing.
Bottom left-hand scrolling.
It's red.
How's that?
There you
Oh, there
go.
you are. Wow, you look great.
Well, so do you.
John, okay, I'm gonna hang up, John.
Okay.
Wow.
You're
Car- Carrie and John Daveline were on earlier, but they had something to do, and who else was on that didn't come back?
Ed Gotch?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
Ed
Ed, oh,
signed
yeah.
off, yeah.
And his wife, yeah.
I wonder how his wife's sister is, because she's been suffering from cancer, and
Oh,
his father-in-law is my neighbor, and I haven't seen him for a while. And when that happens, I worry about the daughter,
yeah.
the other
Yeah.
daughter. Hey, I was going to show you my books if you're interested.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Now, which book?
This is poetry. It's called When the Bus Stops.
And we remember very well who has said you never got even on the bus. So
I know.
remember that.
I do a lot of book talks to small groups, and that's always one. Sharon's group said, well, did you even ever, some people don't even get on the bus. So what are they going to do if they get off the bus? And
To get on the bus, you gotta stand 6 feet apart, so.
yeah, and this was the second one. It's called Sketches on a Napkin. I worked with the same cover artist that I met at Berkeley on my first day there. And he's a really good friend. And this one is Somewhere Between, and that's again one of his things.
Wow, you're pretty prolific, Carol.
Well, between those, I wrote this one that Yvonne likes and Sharon, called The Rings of Hubris.
Yeah.
It is a story that is real in the Pueblo and the Rye area, but the only people that know that are if you're from here. But I set it in New Mexico, mainly because my dad was still alive, and it just hit some really sensitive, if you will, contemporary issues, and I didn't want to bother him, so I set it in New Mexico.
Now, where are the books that you did your poetry in?
The first three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was it.
And then this is Driving Forces.
That's the book I was thinking of.
Yeah. And that one is a tiny bit autobiographical. It's about when I lived and worked in the Philippines, but it's not about me. It's about the driver.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Very interesting. When they did a blurb in the newspaper here, see, he is a Catholic guy from Manila, but he's away for over a year, and he falls in love with a Muslim widow, and all that entails. And so when they did the thing in the newspaper, they never mentioned that she was Muslim. Well, that was part of the thing, because in the end, it's the two old ladies who talk and say, you know, we might have more in common than we have that separates us. But of course, that didn't make the Pueblo paper. Are you surprised?
My whole library is Carol's books.
Okay, there you
And
go.
here's the last one. It takes place in Australia on an island where I lived for a number of months, called Wine Glass on the Veranda. So yeah, again, very serious contemporary issues. My cousin John, who, you know, is only a year ahead of us, Gina Panapino's
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Catholic. Yeah. He always says, Carol, when are you going to write a happy book? I don't know. John, what have you been doing out there in the cold?
Well, I've been working, and I got married. We have 4 kids.
Great.
4 kids and 11 grandchildren.
Whoa.
Yeah, but none of them live here in Seattle. Just me and Kathy, this is my wife, and we have a Springer Spaniel.
Okay, well,
I've
that
had, a-
helps.
I've had a lot of dogs.
And what do? You said you're still working.
No, I retired about 3 years ago. I was working for the Corps of Engineers, the Army Corps of Engineers.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I worked for Boeing for about 10 years, and the rest of the time was with the Corps,
I'm sorry, the rest of the time was what?
with the Army Corps of Engineers.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I was doing some traveling, cleanup for hurricanes.
Oh,
Good job.
We were doing all the chasing the hurricanes when they
Right.
had Katrina and Ivan and those.
Wow.
And had a
Lately,
couple of
you
foreign.
should be out of a job.
Well, I'm sorry, was that again?
Lately, you should not be out of a job with the
Oh, I
amount
know.
of hurricanes that have come in.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. There's always something.
John, when you were in high school, didn't you work for NORAD?
No, in high school?
Or I thought you had a job at doing something over at North American Air Defense Command in Colorado Springs?
Oh, yeah, that was that was right when we graduated from
Yeah,
college.
ah,
and that's inside Cheyenne Mountain, right?
Right, uh-huh.
I can see it from my balcony.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You,
Out north here, I mean, west is the whole Front Range.
Well, no,
I'm
when
not,
they
in
say,
the, I'm not in the mountains anymore, but I can see them.
okay. Now, when they say that's inside Cheyenne Mountain, that's
It
for
is.
security purposes,
is.
right?
Sharon, are you the one that took the trip inside? And oh no, you know who was, you know, guys, we go way back, but this is my friend from grade school, kindergarten. And I kept in touch all these years. And Sharon, I don't know if you remember Liz Ellis.
Oh,
I
yeah,
do
You
remember.
remember her?
I do.
Well, she's back in Denver now, and she came to visit for a couple of days, and she told me about that trip that they put you on a train and they take you way down this tunnel into the mountain.
Yep. You
But
know,
they wouldn't let you look in this room or that room or the other. You just had to stay with the program.
you know, when everything opens up, I'm sure that we'll do a trip there. What's really interesting is, 2 months ago, we took it's only a half hour, 40 minutes from here, the paint caves, the paint mines in Calhoun, Colorado,
Yeah.
past, well, that's okay.
The town of Callahan, little, yeah.
It's a little place, but it's where all the Indians got the pigments to dye their wools, etc. And it's beautiful. Carol was supposed to be up here last month, that we got closed down again, but she's coming up on the 21st, and I'll drive her over to see
Are
them.
you safe?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. If they close it down again, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think I'll take my tent and move into the mountains again.
Sharon, are you still going on your trip to Siberia and Mongolia? Was it?
Yep, Mongolia and Siberia is in May.
Should be up. Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
You know, every time I hear about Siberia, and I'm sure people hear that name, some years ago, when I first moved to this area, Notre Dame was playing Navy in Philadelphia. And they had Notre Dame had a train going from DC to Philadelphia and then back. And so the people were it was a Notre Dame train, and they were drinking and doing all kinds of stuff. And I always remember this little song this guy sang, and when you said where you were going, he said, I knew a priest in outer Siberia. He started dating the Mother Superior. Never forgot that. When you said that, I thought, click, okay.
How do you put up with him?
No, I'll have to tell you about it when I come back. I haven't really gotten my my book that tells you exactly where we're going. All I know, we're going to be in the forest a lot. So it should be very interesting.
Well, yeah, I mean, when I think Siberia, I think of freezing cold. I mean, that's all I think of.
Right, well, this will be the latter part of May and 1st of June, so hopefully things are melting a little bit.
Isn't that where they had a huge meteorite hit?
That
Oh,
is, not,
meteor-
yeah, when I get the whole itinerary, I'm hoping that we can get close to that.
Yeah.
It's supposedly 10, 20 times larger than the one here in Colorado.
Yeah.
The
Wow.
meter.
Or do you mean in Oregon?
No, in Colorado here. I mean, in Arizona. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
okay, Arizona, yeah.
Sorry, Arizona, yeah. So, and then I'll be in yurts, living in yurts and, it should be just fun.
Oh, yeah, it sounds great.
Yeah.
Are you going with a club or something, or just?
I'm going with Overseas Adventure Travel. They're with whom I travel the most with, because they mingle with the people. I mean, we stay at people's houses. We go to dinner with them. We learn how to make the noodles. In the Amazon, I tried the dart pipe. Well, I did manage the dart to get out the other end, boop, right on the ground.
Well, that's
So-
where they blow it like that. Yeah.
It's the ones that they use to get the birds, to
Oh,
food.
yeah. I know
And, they can puff it and it goes up in trees. Well, I was the only one who tried it. I couldn't believe the other people.
Yeah, but you're also the one that held the anaconda snake.
Right, that was my.
Oh, yeah, well, you're nuts, but then you're my friend.
My goal when I went to the Amazon was to help hold an anaconda. And it was 200-pound snake. I held the middle and the four Peruvian Amazonian guys held the other 5 of us. It took 5 of us to hold it. I loved it. It was beautiful.
I was looking at a train trip, but it involves a fair bit of walking, leaving from Quebec and going out to Saint whatever island, all the way across there. Yvonne, you interested? You have to be able to walk. I don't think Sharon will be back in time, but
no, it's not the one that goes all the way across Canada. This is just.
no, this starts in Quebec and goes clear to the Atlantic. Yeah.
Okay, so it goes to
The Atlantic.
Newfoundland. Well, it can't go to Newfoundland because
Prince Edward Island, is that, I don't know if that's the right island, all the way out.
just a minute. St. John's.
Yeah, okay.
Because
Are you a traveler, John?
What's that?
Are you a traveler?
Yeah, I've been, when I was with the Corps, I was in Bosnia for 3 months
Okay, yeah.
and we were doing mine removal.
Oh,
You mean like explosive mine?
Yeah, there are a lot of mines left in Bosnia.
wow,
I used
demolition.
to hear
And
that
then-
when they thought a
Mhm.
field was mine, they would get cats and then walk them across the field.
Oh,
That was my job, to walk across the field.
Oh, Lordy. And your wife let you go with all those kids and grandkids behind. Brave lady.
They knew I,
On your trip to Siberia, how was that, for like a week or 2 weeks or what?
yeah. I'm going to be in Mongolia 18 days and Siberia 6 days.
Oh, wow.
So I'll be gone about a month. So
Yeah. So Sharon and I share more than our birthday. We share that DNA gene for travel.
for travel, yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. You're lucky if you can do that. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you what, a lot of the folks that I go with, like my scuba diving crew, you know what? They're getting older and some of them can't go anymore. And it's like, wait a minute.
Yep.
Well, that's one thing I have to say about all of you. You look healthy. I mean, when I went back to the class reunion, my concern wasn't who made the most money or who had the biggest car. I wanted to see how they took care of themselves.
That's right.
And for the most part, everybody really looked good. And certainly, you all look like you're plenty active, and I think that's great. I run every day, and I do play basketball and that kind of thing. I belong to a gym, and they play a lot of basketball. And the reason I don't say that to go hard on something, I do that because number one, I enjoy it, And number two, I want to be as healthy as I can be, as long as I can be.
That's right.
And I go out and play basketball with these, a lot of them students at Maryland, and some of them played football and basketball for Maryland. It's pickup games that they do. And I keep up with them pretty good, but I run every day, and that makes a big difference. And if I don't run, if you are an exerciser and you don't exercise, all of your body is saying, hey, let's
Yeah,
live it.
you
And
feel
I'm
really
at that
bad.
point, and I weigh 118 pounds.
I wondered why you look thin. I'm glad to know it's from running, because I thought maybe you were ill and just weren't telling us. I
You know, I told
really
Janice,
did, Rob.
At the class reunion, when I walked in, Carol walked over and said, "Are you all right?" And I told Janice that, and she said,
Yeah,
"Well,
Janice,
no, but
you know,
my health, you know, I'm going to get sick tomorrow, right?
yeah.
My health is good, and I do. I'm very particular what I eat, and I feel good. That's what you know. I'm not trying to fool myself if there was something wrong, and so far so good. And I stay away from doctors. Having worked at NIH, you would think, oh boy, you're gonna. No, I'm kind of my own doctor. I take my blood pressure every day, and I'm aware. I'm very aware of my body. And again, I don't say that, aren't I something? But I think when you're aware and you watch what you eat and when you eat, and I exercise and I try to keep a good attitude, that's not always the easiest thing in the world to do.
I firmly say if you don't have a good laugh or 2 or 3 a day, that's what keeps us young.
Yeah, I'm on Facebook. I get plenty of laughs.
We all know people who have done everything correctly and they still get cancer or whatever. So we are very lucky.
And
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I do? I play pickleball 3 times a week, and we're
You play-
outside.
I'm sorry, you
we're
play what?
5 feet apart.
Pickleball.
Pickleball. So we play 3 times a week outside in the sun, in the wind. We're 5 feet apart on one side, 8 feet apart on the other, and they're all coming to sit on my outside deck tomorrow to celebrate 2 of our birthdays.
Oh, wow.
Well, we'll celebrate it next week when you come up.
All right.
Right, absolutely.
Now,
What did you say you play?
pickleball.
You haven't heard about pickleball, Ron?
I don't know what that is.
Oh,
It's a combination of badminton. If you
Yeah,
played racquetball, it's racquetball with no walls. It's tennis with a shorter racket.
it's with a
and-
wiffle ball.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
It's a good workout. John, do you know about pickleball?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, do you
have a-
play?
we have a pickleball court.
Okay, yeah. So, and now it's great exercise. You're outside, you're in the sun, getting your vitamin D. Yeah, it's really a good. And then I have a yoga class that is still outside, and we're hoping we can go into November on someone's lawn, looking up at beautiful trees and blue sky if it's not smoky. And
Listen,
yeah.
speaking of smoky, just saw on the TV that Highway 115 between Penn Mills and Carval Springs, huge fire.
Oh
huge fire.
no, oh
Yeah.
no.
They're telling everybody to evacuate. I'm sure Fort Carson is out there battling it.
Yeah.
These have got to be set by sick people because we haven't had any lightning or anything.
No, but it has been so dry, and every morning I wake up to an alert, a fire alert. So, yeah. Hey, Sharon, I have to tell you something. Okay, everybody, I'm going to confess. And my son in Iraq, I'm not telling him because he'll have a heart attack. But I'm almost through with my next novel. And the other novels, I have lived in the places where they take place. I have a real sense of the setting. And on this one, I've been doing it on Google and whatnot. And I need to go there. So Sharon, I'm leaving on the 14th to go to Montana to the 3 places where I've set the novel. And then I'm coming back on the 21st. So I'm going to come
October, November.
October. So I told you I'd come up a day early, but because I will have been gone a week, I'm going to come home and unpack and repack, and then I'll meet you up on the 23rd for us to go. Sharon and I
Oh.
Oh, who's your buddy?
Look
All
at
right.
that.
Yeah, Sharon and I are going
Look at the back, huh?
mountains for a week for our birthday in Beaver Creek.
What's your dog's name?
This is Oliver.
Oliver,
Oliver.
oh, look at him.
I'm sorry, I can't get Red up to get him. He weighs 80 pounds. I can't get him up into my dog right here.
What kind, John, what kind of dog is that?
This is a Springer Spaniel.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Springer
good,
Spaniel.
yeah.
Spaniel, yep.
Oh, we could almost pet him.
Looks almost like.
Okay.
Yeah, it's so sweet.
Okay, I just got a message. This will end in 10 minutes. So we got 10 minutes.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Rob, thank you so much for doing all this. This is
Oh, this
fun.
is
Oh,
great.
well, I should be the one to thank you all for joining.
Oh, we gotta get some more people next time too.
Well,
Carefully,
we said that.
Ron.
I don't know. Hey, I'm open to suggestions. I sent this out and I tried to be nice, say, okay, don't look for an excuse. You know, I was being funny by doing that. But I think maybe what John said might be that some of the people don't have upgraded equipment but I think at least they could reply,
Yeah.
you know, and just say, well, gee, Ron, I can't get on, or Carol got back with me, and Yvonne, you always do, and which is great. But what is it that I'm not saying that would get them on?
Well, I wonder if they know they can get Zoom on their phone if they don't have computer.
Yeah. You know, Ralph Seaman said, well, we're going to see if we can get Ben to come on. Well, if he's going to get to see if Ben can come on, why isn't he coming on?
Oh, yes.
I mean, I've known Ralph since first grade, Yvonne and Ralph and John, and I was thinking Dan Veach, and who are some of the others that were in our first grade class?
Do you know where Ben lives? He lives right on that highway, 115, that Sharon said is just having the fire.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he lives right off of that highway.
I think it's kind of in the middle, because it's around the Turkey Creek and the Red Ranch area. So it's probably between Penrose and Colorado Springs in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, not
Let's
good.
hope they get that fire out.
Next time I'll get on the first, second, and third Zoom. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I have, you get on all three. You get on the first, and then when it's over, you get on the second, and that's how we're doing it. No,
And thank you,
it's
Yvonne.
good.
Yeah, for calling her, I would have missed this one.
Yeah,
I
I'm
was
glad I did.
in the middle of
Sharon,
doing something else. Yeah.
Got Sharon's new phone number, so we're all set.
Well,
Yeah,
You
and
know,
contact the Panapinos next month, maybe. Maybe
And
they
I'll
can.
try and get Joan and Nick.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
called them,
oh,
but there was
and-
no answer. Yeah.
How about Frank and Mary Beth? I really thought they would be on this time, but I was hoping. Yeah, and I'm open to, there's nothing set in what I'm doing here. If you can come up with a suggestion on how we can get more people, if it calls for a different day or something. But see, I don't really hear back from anybody on, well, gee, Ron, I can't make it Sunday, but how about Monday or something like that.
I,
Anybody you guys can contact. The whole idea is exactly this, that we get together. I know if we don't have a class reunion, this might be, you know, one of the last times some people get to see some people. I see that on Facebook all the time, you know, that because of what you say to people.
I like Sundays
I
because
do too.
during the week, I'm busy with helping get my grandkids different places.
Exactly.
Doing things with them. So Sunday after church, then we're usually okay. So I mean, it works out great for me, but you know, I'd make time if you picked another day too, because I think.
Oh, no. Well, we'll keep, John, what time is it where you're at right now? 4 o'clock?
right now it's 4:10.
Okay, see, it's 7:10 here, and Yvonne,
5:10.
you're
5:10. I'm 6:10 here.
6:10.
So we have 7,
Okay.
6, 5, and 4.
Yeah, and you're 5 o'clock there. So we kind of have time zones covered. And,
Yeah.
you know, I'd like to hear from Dale Markowski, just as a matter of, he was a great friend, you know, when we went to school. I had a lot of good friends that I thought would get on just to get on. And So,
Well, I think it must be working for John and Carrie too, because they, they made it this time again.
yeah, I think she said next time they're gonna be, they had something to do, or I wasn't sure.
Well, I know she said they had something to do this evening.
Maybe that was it, yeah.
Yeah.
So do we have a set date? Because I have to put it in my calendar.
Oh, well,
Every,
no,
The next day is what?
how about second Sunday of the month? I mean, is that kind of, that way I don't know what date that is right offhand, but does that sound?
that would
would
be
be-
the 15th.
The second Sunday, no, November 8th.
No, 8th, November 8th. Okay.
If that's okay, with everybody, November 8th. And-
November 8th will be just fine.
Yeah,
Okay,
good with me.
and John, if you can get in touch with Charlie Mismatch, he was a
Okay.
fun guy. He
He is. Yeah.
he could do a stand-up comedy for us.
And how about Ron Diodosio? He's here in Pueblo.
Oh,
Pardon me?
Ron Diodosio.
Oh, yeah, Ron was on the first time we had. And yeah, Ron and I were best of friends, just because his name was Ron. I mean, that gave
That's
a little
good.
benefit there, you
Gotta
know?
have something to do with
That's
it.
right, not that I'm prejudiced or anything, but and John rhymes with Ron, so obviously he was. But anyway, and yeah, but anybody and everybody, the idea is, if you get somebody, I don't think it's a bad thing. I mean, there might be some people who didn't see Catholic High to be a good place or something, and I don't know. I would have thought I would have got some response from people saying, well, gee, we'd like to join, but we can't. Something like that.
Ron, I have a suggestion. What if you made it a PCH thing? And so that people, the class, one of the best reunions I went to was the all PCH reunion, because I saw people who were seniors when I was a freshman, and they probably didn't know who in the world I was, but you're in awe, all the seniors. And then there were some younger people who came up to me and said, oh, I remember you. And I'm going, oh God. And they were like freshmen and I was a senior, but there was this 8-year span and it was great.
All right, I think I maybe addressed that when I said, if you know of anybody, and it certainly is not restricted to our class.
Okay.
I would say if you know anybody from PCH, or if you know anybody who would like to join in, period. Do you know Robert Pugel, I think his name is?
Yeah, Bob Hugel.
Now, I'm on Facebook with him all the time, and I mentioned to him that I had Zoom, and if he'd send me his email address, because we're Facebook friends, and I feel like I know the guy. But and Bill Bradish, you had mentioned Bill Bradish.
Right, a little bit so you get in this.
I'm on Facebook with him. Certainly, if you can get in touch, and I'll try to give him, I'll ask him where his pink shirt is. Remember I told you that? Well, first I ever met Bill Bradish, don't ask why. We were joking about, where did you get that pink shirt? Neither of us had a pink shirt, but we joked about that for years. But anyway, Bill would be great if you can get him. And let's just open it up. If you know anybody who you think would like to get on, tell them.
Okay.
Get
Well,
on.
John Panapino meets with 5 of his guys religiously for lunch, and John's had a bad stroke, but he is up walking, he can drive.
Oh, I'm
He's
sorry.
got a great attitude, but those guys meet every Thursday for lunch. And Carol Kite, who's, remember Mary Rose was in our class, but
Who's that?
Carol's here.
Mary who?
Just
Mary
Mary
Rose
Rose
Tizak.
Tizak.
She's that.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Well, her sister Carol lives here in Beulah, and I know they meet for lunch all the time.
Yeah.
And Sally Socher,
so
who
sure.
was in our class,
David Socher's sister.
right? And that group gets together. So maybe we'll just spread the word a little bit.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I'll come down from Colorado Springs if you have the lunch or something. Listen, we have a dinner date just down the hall, so we have to leave.
All right.
All
See you
right.
later.
okay.
Okay,
Well,
well,
Sharon, thank you for joining. It really makes a difference seeing you.
John,
Right.
good to
Those
see
last-
you in
last
Seattle.
year.
Someday I'm coming to visit my relatives and I'll knock on your door. pet your dog.
Okay, all right.
Ron, everybody's so good seeing you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Everybody,
And
thank,
Ron, did you want one of those books? I can send whatever.
Janice, do you want one of them?
Yeah, I like poetry. I'd like any of them you're sending out.
On poetry, I
We'll
guess.
pay you for them.
Yeah.
All right, poetry.
Yeah,
cut off in less than a minute.
And Ron, you wanted this one here?
They're all good.
Or how about the one in
Yeah,
Pueblo?
send it. Yeah, go ahead and send it to us. Yeah,
I'll
Ron,
send
just-
this one.
just
You'll
visibility of ours.
recognize that, that story.